کجاست ربی موشه اول بگی؟
page 90.
90 کجاست؟
Haftalet.
هفتاد و ییته.
Okay, we should more Rabotai. We are in the middle of the Perek Yutet. We stopped at Haftalet. We're going to start from Haftalet. So far, from the 7 last Shabbatim that Yehoshuah pushed them to, told them, why you getting lazy, go divide your lands. So 3 of them are left, right? 5, 6, and 7. So we are up to the 5th one. ויצא הגורל החמישי למטה בני אשר למשפחתם. So again, we counting those last 7 goralot, which was after the 14 years, and Yehoshuah had to push them to go right down, get it going.
پس 7 years طول نکشید. 14 years طول کشید.
7 years of fighting, 7 years of dividing, and by the end, still they were like being lazy about it. So Yehoshuah had to give him a push. Okay, so the 5th goral goes to
Asher.
Asher. Very good name, beautiful name. חמישי למטה בני אשר למשפחתם. Okay, והיו גבולם חלקת. This is the name actually. חלקת usually means the proportion, but this is the name of a place. וחלי ובטן ואחשף. These are the names of the towns in the portion of Asher. ועל המלך ועל עמעד ומשעל ופגע בכרמל, and it reached Carmel, in Carmel to the sea, Hayama. ובשכול לבנה, and שכול לבנה. So if you look at the Asher, the map,
It's right on the Mediterranean.
it's all the way by the Mediterranean, going all the way to the north. The northest part.
یعنی چی میگه؟ آشر تمام این زمینه مال آشر بوده، یعنی
All these lands, yeah, these are all the towns of Asher. Veshav Mizrach Hashem is now we go to the east side. You see from here it's going went all the way up there. Now we go from Mizrach, going back to east. Mizrach Hashemesh to the east side. Beit Dagon Upageh Zebulun. From Beit Dagon and goes all the way to going down to Zebulun. Yeah, I guess he's counting from here. Beit Dagon and going to the part of Zebulun. Ubegeh Yiftach El Safon, in the valley of Yiftach El Safona towards the north. Beit Ha'emek Ni'el. These are the names of the places. Vayatza El Kabul Misemol, and goes to Kabul from the Semol, west, left. Ve'evron Verocha V'chamon Ve'kana at Sidut Rabbah, the great Sidon. Ve'shav HaGibol HaRamah, the border turns towards Ramah, at Ha'ir Mipsar, until the border fortified town of So'ar. So all these towns of fortified towns, they have halachic verification by, because those were the towns that had the walls from time of Yehoshuah. So if you know which towns are those, you could read Megillah on the 15th instead of 14th. These days those are the towns that they had walls, mifsar, right?
اگه زبولون قبلا بهش نداده بود زبولونا.
Yeah.
پس اینجا چی میگه زبولون دوباره؟
نه میگه میره تا بردر زبولون. They're neighbors. It's just telling you they're neighbors.
آشر و زبولون با هم دیگه نیبر.
In certain parts they are borders, they're neighbors. You see this? Okay. V'shav HaGibul Chotza, and the Gibul goes towards turns back to Chotza, Vayu Tosatav, and the outlines of the Gebul Hayama, the Yam HaGadol. These are the outlines of the border of the Asher. Michevel Achziba, from the portion of Achziba. ואומה ואפק ורוחב ערים 22 בחסריהם. So with all these towns, you add up the 22 towns and their suburbs. זאת נחלת נתבי אשר למשפחותם הערים האלה בחסריהם. So those are the portions of Asher, all these towns and their suburbs, which means the villages around them, right? So we had, again, with 3 left, one of them was Asher. Now we go to Naphtali, and then Dan is the last one that we're going to talk about. Asher and Naphtali are the 2 northern ones. The Naphtali is also all the way to the north. Those are the 2 northern. Dan, what happened? Why Dan is closer to Yehuda? Why are we mentioning it last? Because it says, Dan Ha'asefa Mechanot. When they did the Galim, Dan was the last Mechane to move. It's called Ha'asefa Mechanot. So here also, it was the last one to get his portion. Okay, so now we're going to go to the 6th Goral.
زبلون و ایساخار خیلی زمینشون کوچیک بوده، چرا؟
به شبته کوچکتر کمتر بسته که به تعدادش. לבני נפתלי יעשה גורל השישי. The 6th גורל fall for בני נפתלי. לבני נפתלי למשפחותם. Right? ויגבולם מחלף מאלון בסעננים, and these are all names of the towns. ואדמי הנקב ביבנאל עד לקום בעיר תוצאותיו הירדן. So the outline of the border of Naphtali, if you look at it, is Yarden. One whole side of it is Yarden, the Jordan River. Veshava Gibul Yama, so now the Gibul goes towards west, going this way. Ha'azud Tabar, Vayatsa Misham, Chokika, Upaga Bizvulun. Again, goes back, goes and hits Zebulun. You see, Naphtali is also bordered with Zebulun.
South, right?
That's in the south. Minegev, in the south, yes, there's also. Uba Asher, Pagam Yam. And from the west side, borders with Asher. Yeah, that border, the west border of Naphtali was Asher. Uba Yehuda, very interesting that says the Yehuda, Hayardim is Asher. It's also borders with Yehuda, which is very far from each other. Are they connected to each other?
With the ocean.
Yarden, the river.
Oh yeah.
From the east. So wants to tell you this river could connect everybody together. Right?
ریوری که وسطشه.
Yarden, this is the Yarden River.
From the Galilee all the way down to the Dead Sea.
All the way to the sea. So all the way goes from Yehuda all the way to Naphtali, the Yarden. The other side is the ever the Yarden, with the Menashe and Gad, Reuben. These are ever Yarden, the other side of the Yarden. So this line is the Yarden. Okay. Ve'arei Mifsar. So now these are the towns that they were fortified. They have walls. Hasidim, Ser, Vechamat, Rekem, Vekinaret, Ve'adma, Ve'arama, Ve'chasor, Ve'kedesh, Ve'adrei, Ve'en, Chasor. וירון ומגדל אל חרים ובית ענה ובית השמש ערים 9 פסוק למ"ח ערים 9 Esre v'chasem, 19 towns, and their borders, actually from these 19 towns, 16 of them are the walled ones, the other 7 of them are not. So again, all those walled towns, they have their own halakha of the wall from time of Yehoshuah. So the Gemara talks about this portion of Naphtali, which was all the way to the north, next to Kinneret. You know, Kinneret is the north. There was a fruit called ginasar that Gemara says that the Rabbanim used to go. A lot of Rabbanim mentions that they go there and they used to eat this fruit. It was so sweet that they would get drunk. They would they started sweating and would get drunk. There was in portion of Naphtali, there was a fruit called ginosar. It was a very, very special. So their land was very fertile, very good quality fruit was there. Okay. Zot נחלת מטה בני נפתלי למשפחתם ערים וחסריהם. So this was the portions of Naphtali, the towns and all their suburbs, villages around it. למטה בני Dan. Now we go to the last one of the portions. All the Shabbatim, the last one was Dan. So this was the 7th one. למשפחתם יעשה גורל השביעי. So again, remember before if everybody else got their portion, why do you need the last one also to get a goral?
It's obvious that it's...
Right? But still, they had to go with the procedure to give it Kedusha. It wasn't just the goral itself, it was Urim Tumim, right? Like Kohen Gadol, Yehoshuah, everyone was there. Okay, so ויהי גבול נחלתם שרעה ואשתאול ועיר שמש. These are all the towns you're going to see. Goes from here and goes all the way by the sea. These days like Tel Aviv and these places are Yafo, Tel Aviv, all these places are here. A lot of these towns are still there. ושלבון ועליון ויתלה ואלון ותמנע ועקרון ואלתקה וגבטון ובעלת ויהוד ובני ברק וגת רימון. Is it בני ברק?
The Bnei Brak.
Could be the same one, yeah. ומי הירוק והרק کن این گبول مول یافو.
یروشالم کجاه؟
یافو از
اونجاه.
نه.
پس اونجا نمیتونید
بنی برک بغل تل آویو.
بغل تل آویوه.
آره.
بعد اگه سرش باشه اگه
نه همینجاست اینجا this places.
همه این
تل آویو is right around
تل
here.
آویو is right next to Yafo.
یافو همینجاست اینا. یافو was right there. Still. ویسه گبول بندم مهم و Now this pasuk says Vayetzu Gebul Bnei Dam Mehem. What does that mean? The border of the Gebul, the border of Bnei Dam went out of them. Rashi explained that it was too tight for them, was not enough. Right?
ربی ببره بهمون نشونمون بده که ببینیم enough بوده یا نبوده.
Field trip. در بریم اسرائیل.
Okay, look at the Radak says actually. Look at Radak. Pachot mihem. It was too small for them. چرا افسیک لهم آرس هنخ بشه لخلقا اون قسمت the portion of land that they captured, it was not enough for them to divide it. ואוסטרו ללכת עד לשם. Now we're going to see the story of Leshem. They're going to go to Leshem. Yes, the name of a town. והוא Laish. That's called Laish in Sefer Shoftim. Even though this story of capturing Laish comes much later in the Sefer Shoftim, but Yehoshuah brought it here. That means at one point they had this portion, they didn't have Laish. Later on they went and captured Laish, and their portion became
Part of that.
the whole part of Dan. They became united. Rashi says here that their portion was separated, right? נטלו קצת, they took a little bit here, ועוד נפל להם הגורל במקום אחר, רחוק מגבולה. So their portion was separated. Later on became united. Okay. השאר שבטים מפסיקים ביניהם. They probably didn't have this portion and their portion was separated, according to Rashi. Okay, so that's what it is. ויצא גבול בין אדם מהם. So according to Radak means is memzain. According to Radak, it means it was too small for them. ויעלו בין אדם וילחמו את לשם. So בין אדם they went and they had a fight with Leshem, which happens later. Didn't happen in the time of Yehoshuah.
مگه اینی که امرو ربای گفتن که بنیامین زمینش رو بزرگ کرد بود همینجا بود دیگه.
Yeah, this is done. Benjamin we had before. زمینش رو بزرگ نکرد. He was hoping to get که اون قسمت یهودا هم بیفته تو خودش بیفته تو زمینش که تمام مزبخ تو
قسمتش باشه.
Okay. We talked about it, yeah. وَالْكَدُوا אותה, and they captured it, وَيَكُوا אותה, and they hid it, לפי חרב with the sword, וירשו אותה, and they inherited, וישבו בה, ויקראו ללשם דן. So they called Leshem Dan. So according to Radak, first they called it Laish, which is in the Sefer Shoftim, and then later on they called it Dan. The name of the town they called it Dan. Keshem Dan Abihem, right? Like Dan, their father. Zod nachalad mate bnei Dan leMishpachotam arim elle bechasrehen. So these are the towns of Bnei Dan and their villages. Ve'echal lenchol et haaretz ligbuleha. So this is it. The siyum. They finished to divide the land with all their borders. ויתנו בני ישראל נחלה ליהושע בן נון בתוכם. Now that everybody got everything, what about Yehoshuah himself? Hashem told Yehoshuah that you're going to get the town for yourself. So now Bnei Israel went and gave Yehoshuah his נחלה. על פי השם נתנו לו את העיר אשר שאל. Right, this is Al Pi Hashem. They gave him the town that he asked for. What town? Et Timnat Sarach. Timnat Sarach. So Gemara says, why is it called Sarach? Right? Sarach means really spoiled. But that the fruit was not good. He chose on purpose a town that the fruit was dry, was not good. Fruitash dry. It wasn't juicy fruit, right? Behar Ephraim, in Har Ephraim. It was in all his own portion, Ephraim, but he chose this town. Why? He wanted to show people, I don't care about fruits and these things. All I want is a portion of land. But what happened, Gemara says, once Yehoshuah goes there, they give it to him, all the fruits changed to become the best fruits, right? They all changed. Because of his fruit. Ephraim. Yeah. ויבנה את העיר וישב בה. He built the town and he lived there. אלה הנחלות אשר נחלו אלעזר הכהן ויהושע בן נון וראשי האבות למטות בני ישראל. These are the
יהושע קודש בוده.
to قسمت אפرایم. A town. They gave him a town over there. So these are he got his own town. So these are the portions that then Elazar Kohen and Yehoshuah ben Nun and Rashi Abo, they gave to the Matot. Rashi Abo said, Begoral, according to lottery, in the Shiloh, לפני השם, פתח אוהל מועד, in front of אוהל מועד, ויחל מחלוק את הארץ, and they finish to divide the land. From here, Gemara says, brings the halacha, hefker, beddin, hefker, right? Why? Because Yehoshuah took certain lands and gave it to certain people, right? Certain families, certain, whatever he said, they had to listen. That means what hefker, he could, beddin is allowed to take land from one person and give it to somebody else. Right? That's one thing you learn from it. Hefker, beddin, hefker. Another thing, after he divided all this land,
hefker نکرده که hefker.
whatever Beddin decides. That means
نه که hefker کرده باشه.
نه hefker کرده. Beddin میتونه بگه your Beddin could say your land is not yours anymore.
in Jam has to Amerikam has eminent right, something like that. که میتونه بیان highway بسازن و اینا.
Yes. And on top of it, there's 10 conditions he put. After they gave them all the land, according to these 10 conditions, the people have to live. One of them, let's say, they had to let people pass through their fields. Right? You could say,
Easement.
I don't want. It's my field, I don't want anybody. No. Time that there is not time of planting, people are allowed to pass by. Or if someone has a well in his portion, people could come and drink water from it. A lot of 10 different Gemara talks about it. Conditions of living, that they could live in peace without fighting. In the future, people shouldn't have fights about it. Okay, those are the 10 conditions that Gemara will talks about that Yehoshuah put. Okay, now that we talked about all these nachalot, we're going to go to Arei HaMiklat. Right? And portions of Levim. So this is Perek Chaf. Vaydaber Hashem el Yehoshuah lemor. Now we're going to go to the Dibur. Ta'ala, until now we never had Vaydaber Hashem el Yehoshuah. We usually have Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor. Right? All the things that Hashem talked to Yehoshuah was Vayomer Hashem el Yehoshuah. Here it becomes Vaydaber Hashem el Yehoshuah. And Gemara asked about it. How come when it comes to Arei Miklat, it says Dibur? In the Torah, we have a lot of Dibur. We have a lot. But in Yehoshuah, we don't have. This is the first time. So Gemara over there says, because these are Divrei Torah. Midoraita. Right? You have to be strong about it. Which is, Dibur is strong, harsh words. Right? Dibur is harsh words. Vayomer is soft. Even though we had Brit Milah before, the Mefarshim asked over there, that's also Midoraita. Over there it says Vayomer, but that's a mitzvah that, first of all, the Bnei Israel are happy to do. Second of all, it's not a mitzvah that it happened right now. It's a mitzvah that was there. They just didn't do it for a while, Hashem told them to do it. This mitzvah, it's the start of the mitzvah, that's it. Now that you divide it, the mitzvah starts.
So
of Arei Miklat.
Other places it says what?
Vayomer.
Vayomer
To
Hashem
Yehoshuah.
el Yehoshuah lemor.
Yeah. Here it says Dibur. Vaydaber. That's one of the things.
یعنی دیبور دستوره.
It's a harsh, like,
دستور.
with a strong tone. Make sure, don't be lazy about it.
Vayomer is stronger.
No, Vaydaber is strong. Vayomer is soft.
دستورت میگه.
Vayomer is soft, Vaydaber is Dasturiye, exactly. It's harsh words. Okay. Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe Yehoshuah daber ben Israel lemor tenu lachem arei hamiklat asher dibarti alechem be'ad Moshe. Okay, now that you have your portions, give the arei miklat that I told Moshe. Right? Lanus sham roseach makken nefesh, so the roseach. Now we're going to go to all the laws of Arei Miklat. It mentions it again here. That there's someone that killed somebody, Makin Nefesh Bishkaga, that killed someone Bishkaga, Bishogeg, should go there, Biblida'at without knowing, V'hayu lachem lemiklad migoladan. So it should be protection for you, right? Refuge from Goel Dam. Because Goel Dam, who is Goel Dam? Someone that is related to the one that died.
Revenge.
Yes, he is the one that revenges the blood. He is allowed to kill
The guy who
him
killed him, right?
unless he's in the Mikla. Once the Roseach, he didn't kill on purpose. It was not without purpose, right? Killed him, so he's not doesn't deserve to that. So he goes to Mikla to be safe. So two functions it has. One of them is
To be safe, one of them is to punish.
exactly protection. The other one is his punishment. His punishment
jail.
is
Huh?
it's like a
like jail.
galut. The galut itself is like they call it like a partial death. It's like you kill somebody, is a partial death. Galut. Nas al achad me'arim ha'eleh, and he should run to one of these towns. Ve'amad petach sha'ar ha'ir. So now that he goes, he has to stand by the gate of the town. Ve'diber ba'oznei ziknei ha'ir. By the gate, when he says that means the Sanhedrin, the court that they have. He goes there and talks to the Zakanim. He goes there and says, why am I here? At first he has to go introduce himself. I'm Esther murderer. Right? He should go and announce himself, introduce himself as a murderer. That's it.
No, how did they have to? Did he have to pay for food?
Yeah, one guy.
How
Not
did
really.
So it was prison.
It's kind of a prison.
So
Yeah.
they gave him a place.
They gave him place.
They fed him
The
up.
whole question is, since this belongs to Levi'im, do they pay rent or not? There's it's an argument in Gemara, machloket in Gemara. Do they pay rent or no? But according to main opinion, that doesn't even pay rent. It stays there, and they give him livelihood, and that means he works for his food. Right? He works, he makes money, and he pays for the food. They had, it says a lot of Masechet Makot talks about a lot of things. They have to have a marketplace there. They have to have a place of business, water.
الان که یارو میره تو زندان بعد پلیت درست کنه
آره.
بعد این درست کنه بعد اون کارو بکنه اینا مثلا نمیدی بعضی موقع تو هایوی
به اسب و اتو
جارو میکنن.
جارو میکنن
بله.
جمع میکنن داشتالا رو جمع میکنن
به اسب و اتو هائیرا علیهم. So they gather him in the town with them. ونتنو له مقام و یشب imam. And they give him a place to live there. Right? So Gemara says when the murderer, someone kills somebody, runs there. Right? So we don't know it killed it b'shogeg or b'mezid. They take him to court. The court decides, was it mezid, was it shogeg, or maybe it's not none of them, honest, right? Or kind of a shogeg that doesn't deserve Are Miklat. So the court decided either goes back home, or goes back to Are Miklat, or they kill him because it was mezid. If they find out that it was mezid and with edim and hatra, they kill him. So that's what, after goes there, he goes to court one more time. וכי ירדוף גואל אדם אחריו לא יסגירו את הרוצח בידו. When the גואל אדם is running after it, do not deliver the רוצח in his hand. What does that mean? That means you have to make the ways to the town so easy with the signs, big signs and everything, so it goes straight there, right? The famous question, why this Are Miklat had big signs and Yerushalayim didn't have, right? Because who runs to Are Miklat? Rotzeach. You don't want to embarrass him to go ask direction. He goes sees the sands and go. Yerushalayim, we want people to ask direction, right? They're coming to do mitzvah. Yes, it's nice. It encourages other people to come also. Okay. Ki bibli da'atika et re'u. He did it without knowledge. He didn't do it purposely. Velo sanehu lo mitmol v'shilshom, and it was not his enemy from yesterday or the day before, right? So from here we said that someone is, what if his enemy doesn't go to Arei Miklat? V'yashav be'ir hahi ad omdo lifnei ha'edah lamishpat. So that's the judgment that I told you about. He sits there until they take him to court. Lifnei ha'edah lamishpat, that means he goes in the front of the judges for court. Ad mot ha-kohen. So if they judge him to go stay in Ir Miklat, he has to be there until the Kohen Gadol and mot ha-kohen ha-gadol. Kohen Gadol died. What's the sin of Kohen Gadol, right? What has to do with Kohen Gadol?
Oh, because he didn't pray hard enough.
That's the Gemara asks. What has to do with Kohen Gadol? They're going to pray for Kohen Gadol to die. That's why the mother of the Kohen Gadol used to come and give them food and clothing. Right? So don't pray for my son today. Why? Because they said Kohen Gadol should have prayed harder. So in his time, he doesn't. No one that's. I think was Rabbi Yehoshuah ben Levi, that Eliyahu Navi used to come and visit him every day, and all of a sudden for 3 days didn't come. And asked him what happened. Why didn't you come? He said someone within your vicinity, six parsod is a lot, like 6 parsod away, a lion ate him. What it has to do with me? If you had bigger zuchut, this wouldn't happen. So zuchut of the Kohen Gadol, that means he has to be such a big tzaddik that no accidents happen.
پس اگه شما کهن شدید ربی موشه سوریه تمام
Asher yeh b'ayom ha'im, the Kohen Gadol that is on that day. Az yashuv haroseach uba el iro. So once the Kohen Gadol dies, he's free. He could go back to his own town, el beto, el ha'ir asher nas misham, from the town that he ran away. V'yikadeshu et kedesh begalil. Now the towns, we start with Kedesh inside of Galil. Behar Naphtali, in the portion of Naphtali, in the mountain of Naphtali. With Shechem, Behar Ephraim, and Shechem in the town of Ephraim. Very interesting with the Shechem, is always.
Shechem is Menashe.
Ephraim, yeah. So the name of Shechem, remember the name of Shechem always has to do with problems. So the murderers go there. Ve'et Kirat Arba hi Hebron Behar Yehuda. Remember Hebron that Caleb got. So we said, we asked this question in the town. Yeah, Caleb was from Shevet Yehuda. So we asked how could they give that town to Caleb? Is a Ir Miklat. What was the answer? They gave the villages around it to Caleb. The town itself was Ir Miklat, but they gave Chasareim. All the suburbs, all the villages around it, they gave to Caleb. Okay, so this was in the side of Israel, not the other side. Ever Yarden already was chosen. Who chose those? In the Torah, Moshe Rabbeinu, right? From here they say, Ohev Kesef, Lo Ispa Kesef. You know this pasuk? Right? Well, Ohev Kesef, Lo Ispa Kesef. What does it mean? Someone loves money is never satiated. They say, this is Moshe. What are you talking about? Talking about misvot. Right? Even a mitzvah that has no use until all 6 of them are chosen, the towns don't work. So it's like a chatzi mitzvah. What is it? But still Moshe wanted to do it. He said, before I died, I want to do the mitzvah. He chose those 3 towns. Right? From here they say, even if you lose part of your mitzvah, let's say your Chafetz Chaim says you're in the middle of Shemoneh and all of a sudden you wake up from your daydreaming and say, oh, you're already by Shema Kolenu, and what happened, right? Don't give up hope. Okay, from now fix it. Don't start thinking what happened, right? Like Chafetz Chaim brings the example, like a girl has eggs in his basket and some Navim come and grab some. Okay, a few of them gone. But what are you going to do? You say you give up and throw everything down? No. You save what you can save. So also, whatever you could do from a mitzvah, even though you know you cannot finish it, you still have to try to do. This we learn from Moshe. Okay, so מעבר לירדן יריחו מזרחה נתנו את בסר במדבר, בסר in מדבר, במישור ממטה ראובן. So this was in the portion of Reuben. ואת רמות בגלעד, and רמות in גלעד ממטה גד, in the portion of God. ואת גולן, those are the Golan Heights, right? בבשן, in בשן ממטה מנשה, from מטה מנשה. אלו היו ערי המועדה. Those were the appointed towns לכל בני ישראל ולגר הגר בתוכם, לנו שמה כל מכה נפש בשגגה. For בני ישראל and the ger that lives with them, right? So the whole question, ger, can a ger go to Are Mikrad or no? Here it says that ger הגר בתוכם. It depends what kind of ger. Ger said yes, right? Ger Toshav, no. Okay. Masechet Makot talks about all these things. Okay. I go. Okay. לנו שמה כל מכה נפש בשגגה. ולא ימות ביד גואל אדם, and he should not die in the hand of גואל אדם, עד עמדו לפני האדם. There's a מחלוקת that if he goes out of עיר מקלט, right? I think Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yehoshuah, they argue about this. Is it mitzvah to kill him in the hand of God and everyone else is reshut, or reshut to kill him and everybody else is agibukashatish chayav? It's a big machloket in Masechet Makot. I think you'd bet. You were just learning about it a few weeks ago. Okay, so now if the Rotzeach comes out, as he gets tired of being here, he wants to come out. Now the Goel Adam sees it. Is it the mitzvah to kill him? One opinion says the mitzvah for Goel Adam to kill him. The other one says, and everybody else, reshut. That means like if he wants, he could. If he doesn't, even if he kills him, no blood. That's one opinion. The other opinion says no. Goel Adam, voluntary. If he wants to kill it, it's not the mitzvah for him to kill him. It's voluntary if he wants. And everybody else, if he kills him, is chayav mita according to the other one.
What if there's a warrant out for him? Did they have warrants back then? Okay, dead or alive, we want this guy.
Probably not. So Gemara also asks, how come on this side that was only 2.5 Shevatim, you have 3 tons, on the other side that you have 9.5
33
Shevatim, you only have 3. 3 and 3.
What? I thought you have
3 here, 3 here.
I thought there's...
the next parak is talking about the Arei Levim. Those are also on this side too. But the 3 major Arei Mikrat, we did 3 and 3. How come? The Gemara says over there because the Galil was a lot of murderers in this side. So it was a lot of murderers on this side. So the Mevashim asks, what do you mean? A lot of murderers don't go there. The Beshogeg goes there. But once there's a lot of murderers, a lot of shogeg happens also. Why? Because the life of human, they shows that people don't care about the life of human so much.
Moshe.